Mountain News this morning. At least 3 U.S. service members have been killed and at least 5 others wounded since the U.S. and Israel launched an attack on Iran. And for the first time, a former president testified before Congress under subpoena.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Welcome to Mountain News This Morning. I'm Neely Green here with you on this Monday, March 2nd. The time is now 4:59, and let's check in with meteorologist Megan Desmond for a look at your forecast this morning. Megan, I can't believe it's March. That makes me so happy for spring.
I know. I'm so excited. Meteorological spring is in full swing. That's kind of hard to say, but I'm definitely excited for the warmer weather ahead. And in fact, this week it is going to get very warm. So let's break it down first, starting off with those rain chances. Right now, as we're looking towards satellite and radar, you can just see where that heavier rain is. We're talking the southwestern portion. And yes, you're seeing that correctly. There is a little bit of a snow chance this morning for our far northern counties. Now, as we go throughout the day, we're going to watch those temperatures warming up. A warm front is what's pushing this system, with everyone seeing those chances for rain throughout the next several hours. Now, in terms of temperatures right now, you can see just why we're looking at those snow chances for our northern counties. That's where we're seeing a mixture of the low to mid 30s, whereas our southern counties are still hanging on to the mid 40s. That's going to translate into the afternoon high temperatures, as there is a pretty large range between where we can expect those temperatures to lie this afternoon. We're talking low to mid 40s for our far northern counties for that high, and upper 50s, low 60s as the high towards that Kentucky-Tennessee border. Just something to look out for today. But one other thing that's interesting is we kind of see temperatures peaking around 4 p.m., but they're not going to stop there. We'll continue to watch those temperatures improve overnight. By the time we're waking up tomorrow morning, we should still be looking in a mixture of the upper 40s. Neely.
Thank you, Megan. Laurel County Police are looking for a wanted suspect who ran off during a traffic stop. This happened about 7 last night off Cumberland Gap Parkway. Police say they tried to stop 31-year-old Jeremy Roberts because he was driving a car without a license plate. They say Roberts ran away towards Cherry Avenue during the stop. Police say they found drugs, multiple firearms, a stolen AR-15, and a stolen suppressor in his car. He was last seen wearing a brown shirt, khaki shorts, and black shoes. The Pentagon says Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staffs will publicly address the U.S. and Israel's joint strikes on Iran later today. It comes amid concerns of broader conflict in the Middle East, with Iran-backed militias joining the fight. President Trump says the strikes were to prevent the country from acquiring a nuclear weapon, and he has called on the people of Iran to take their country back. The president also expressed condolences for the deaths of at least 3 American service members killed in retaliatory strikes. CBS News' Bradley Blackburn has more from New York.
Rockets blasted over Israeli skies Monday morning after its defense forces exchanged fire with Hezbollah fighters in Lebanon. It comes 3 days after the U.S. and Israel launched strikes against Iran, killing its supreme leader. The Pentagon posted new video of strikes against Iranian targets overnight. Iran and its proxies have struck back with a barrage of missiles and drones aimed at Israel and American military interests in the region.
Combat operations continue at this time in full force, and they will continue until all of our objectives are achieved.
Sunday, President Trump again said the strikes are necessary to stop Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. He also vowed to avenge the deaths of at least 3 American service members killed in retaliatory strikes over the weekend.
Sadly, there will likely be more. Before it ends, that's the way it is.
The president told the New York Times the joint strikes may not end for 4 to 5 weeks, and that he has 3 people in mind to run Iran. Iran's top security official says a committee will run the country. He also pushed back on reports that nuclear talks would resume, posting on social media, "We will not negotiate with the United States."
Iran is the mothership of terrorism, and it is about to sink.
President Trump's GOP allies in Congress have praised the strikes, while some Democrats are criticizing the administration for not consulting lawmakers first.
This is a disaster. It is illegal.
2 sources tell CBS News the Trump administration is expected to brief Congress as soon as tomorrow. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer said Sunday that the U.S. is allowed to use its bases in the Middle East to launch defensive strikes. Kentucky lawmakers are weighing in on the strikes. Congressman Andy Barr says he fully supports President Trump's decision. Congressman Barr also says he received a report over the weekend that diplomacy was breaking down and the president's red lines for Iran were not being met. Barr made a clear distinction between the regime and Iranian people, saying the U.S. wants to be allies with the civilians in Iran.
This is a scourge on humanity. It is a massively destabilizing force in the Middle East, and I'm hopeful that the Iranian people will be able to seize the moment and change the regime and take advantage of the opportunity for a more peaceful, prosperous future.
In a post to social media on Saturday, Congressman Barr called on Democrats to join Republicans in, quote, protecting America by voting to reopen the Department of Homeland Security immediately. Governor Andy Beshear is speaking out against the strikes. He says the attacks put American troops at risk and that President Trump owes Congress and the American people an explanation. Senator Mitch McConnell took to social media saying that the Iranian government deserves no sympathy and that it has welded, quote, exported violence and terrorism abroad. Congressman Thomas Massie says he intends to force a congressional vote on war with Iran and that the Constitution requires a vote. For the first time, a former president testified before Congress under subpoena. Former President Bill Clinton is being deposed as part of the House Oversight Committee's investigation onto convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. It comes a day after his wife, Hillary Clinton, appeared before the same committee.
Jeffrey Epstein was in the White House 17 times while Bill Clinton was president. We know that Bill Clinton flew on Jeffrey Epstein's plane at least 27 times. So those are questions that we're going to ask.
The former president told members of Congress he did nothing wrong in his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein and saw no signs of Epstein's sexual abuse. Democrats also want President Trump to testify about his ties to Epstein. As we first reported Thursday, some good news for Americans looking to buy a home. A new report finds 30-year mortgage rates have dipped below 6% for the first time since 2022. A CBS News business analysis says the reduction could offer house hunters some financial breathing room as the spring home buying season heats up. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet is warning drivers to expect overnight delays on I-75 in Whitley County this week. Starting tonight, crews will shut down the left southbound lane near the mile marker 25. The closure runs from 7 p.m. until 7 a.m. Both tonight and Tuesday night, all lanes are expected to be reopened by Wednesday morning. Well, thanks for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News This Morning. Do you ever find yourself with damp shoes or gloves, but you don't want to hear them knocking around in the dryer? We'll introduce you to a new product that could help with that.
And now that we're in meteorological spring, where should those temperatures be? Well, I'll tell you coming up.